button. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Blackout Tips podcast. I'm your host, Rod, joined as always by my co-host,
Karen.
And we're not alone.
Mm-mm.
We have a special guest. You may know him as a friend of the show. You may know him as a stand-up comedian, writer, actor. But I know this man as a politician, a person who is running for the Democratic establishment. No, the guy, we know him as J-L Cauvin, friend of the show, and now wants to be your congressperson if you live in a certain district of New Jersey. What's going on, man?
A lot is going on. A lot. It's this is kind of a perfect. Thanks for having me on, by the way. This is kind of the perfect fight for somebody like me. It takes perseverance. It takes wanting to fight the system. It takes caring about people, and it takes expecting to take a big L.
I can see it. Like, listen, I was thinking today, like, what if comedy has been, just your
the setup for
training ground, much in the way that Danielson didn't understand wax on, wax off. Like, he was just like, this is some bullshit. But then when it was time to hop into the ring against Johnny, all of a sudden wax on, wax off made a lot of sense. I feel like you having to get 500 signatures is the ultimate bringer show. The ultimate you were basically barking on the side of the road, like, hey, y'all like politics? Y'all want to come to a politician show? Jerry Seinfeld not gonna be there, but I'll be there. Sign this.
Yeah, it was this experience. It's a baptism by fire, and I think New Jersey politics has like a particular reputation because, in other parts of the country, it'll be like, he's a fisherman who just said he was tired of the establishment, and now he's polling at 39%. And with us, this is like basically a suburb of New York, this district. And so it's a big media market. It's a lot of heavy hitters, a lot of experienced people in different fields, whether it's local politics, national politics, or activism. And, my argument in a broad sense for this is, the main leaders in this candidacy are a sort of local machine politician, who's bided his time and has been endorsed by a lot of the power people and maybe isn't somebody that will inspire or help. Because I think there's two things. You have to be concerned, of course, with local politics. You're running for Congress. And if Congress worked the way it's supposed to, the people are supposed to be in charge. That's the branch of government where you're supposed to be most responsive to your district. That's why you can have a Marjorie Taylor Greene for all the problems that causes us. Each community gets their say. So it's very important that the congressperson be first and foremost focused on their district. But what we have now is a Congress, especially in Republican hands, that has kind of given up all of their power. So it's what use is it having a congressperson who's responsive to you if the whole body isn't even doing what the founders sort of intended at the most base level. So I think there's a component of, yes, must be responsive to the locals. And, my answer to that is, yes, I may not be a 20-year congressperson, but I don't view this as like my natural stepping stone or my birthright. So you tell me what you want. And I have my red lines. I have my conscience. I have my own plans and ideas. But first and foremost, I'm going there as your messenger, not as I'm not running for president. Like, you have some people, it's like, I'm going to do this, that, and that. It's like, you tell me what you want, and I'll tell you what I believe in and who I am. And if these things mesh, then we might have a good arrangement. But there is a component now of they used to say all politics is local. We're at a point now where like also all politics is national.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is there somebody in this race who can not just be hey, I got propped up by the local system, or hey, I'm a fighter because I'm part of the Bernie movement, and I'm just as concerned with fighting with Democrats as I am fighting the opposition, because I feel like at this point in time, I mean, this is, I mean, I made this analogy with you before. It's the end of Game of Thrones. It's like, are you Cersei? Are you still going to be fighting for your own thing? Or are you just going to be like, this is too big, we'll fight our intra-party battles later. We have to find a unified voice. And as the person with the biggest social media following, that's the one thing I can hang my hat on in the race. Right. That's not nothing, because I'm not arguing that I'm going to be telling jokes. I'm arguing that my usage of media and communications is a value and an asset in politics today. It's you know me, in a perfect world, this shit wouldn't matter. Like, but it does. You run for office in the country you have, not the country you think you wish it might have been in a perfect world. And so that's kind of my broad case. I have issues that I obviously care about. But the broad case for me is that.
I think also, like, we watched this happen with, I'd say Mom Donnie, AOC, Marjorie Taylor Greene. The online presence kind of trickles down into the local presence, right? Like, it's like, I saw this person on my TikTok. Oh, I saw a clip of their, and the reason I'm bringing up Marjorie Taylor Greene too is, like, it's kind of apolitical with that, like fame and celebrity and following and social media charisma and all that stuff is kind of apolitical, where it's just like, oh, that's a person that I know, and there's something in the human psyche that's just happy to have somebody that's a celebrity in a way representing them, even if the message is the exact same as the next candidate. It's like, well, yeah, but this guy's going to get that word out there because look at what he's been able to do through his social media. Now, when it comes to, like, getting the signatures, though, there's no online cheat code for that. You got to go out and get that.
Yes.
What was that experience like, and how long did you have, and how many signatures did you get to get on the ballot?
We had 10 days. It was over Thanksgiving week, so it included days like Thanksgiving. I got exactly 0 signatures, as you might imagine. So I really had 9 days. We ended up getting 619 signatures.
Wow.
Which was the lowest in the field, but I can say firsthand I witnessed people cheating. And there was one experience where they didn't know yet, I think, that they were showing up to a show I was doing. Like, what are the odds a comedian on this show will be running for this office? Pretty low. Pretty low. And they were getting, I witnessed multiple candidates skirting the rules, and to me, I know people will sometimes think, the comedian, who's taking him seriously. I'm also been a lawyer. I'm also a highly ethical person. And I'm not, I did comedy the right way, and you could argue I've had some wins, but overall we had a losing record, I think, in comedy.
You didn't tank.
No, you did not tank.
I did not cheat. I did not tank.
I did not all your cars. You didn't do a major trade.
Exactly.
It was an ethical tank, like how the Hornets get injured every year.
Yes, right. So we're injured, so I guess we're going to take these L's.
I am the LaMelo Knipple of politics. But I thought to myself, I was like, I'm getting into this because I think I have something to offer, and I don't do like I would rather lose, get 0 votes than or not qualify than take a shortcut. Like, how do you start a political career on like a dirty note would be my thing. So the first people I went out with, and to be honest, I got like half of I got like 35% of the signatures. Friends and some fans just took petitions. Like one guy, Billy, was a teacher at a local school. He's not even in the district, but he got like 17 teachers who live in the district to sign it.
Wow.
A friend of mine from college and law school got like 76 signatures in his town.
Wow.
Because these are people who kind of know me, believe in me, want to see me in this race, but also I think got a little motivated by how tough a barrier they made it for people to enter, and felt like it was a little like 500 signatures was tough. Over that week was especially tough. And as somebody who, I'm joking with one of the lines I sort of joke with is all the candidates want to say we're grassroots. It's like, and I learned that lesson from comedy. Everybody would say, I did it myself. This is a DIY special. This is all me. And it's like, well, but you do have an agent, and you do have like a national show with somebody that you do, and you do have a manager. And like, you got to a place where you could then do it yourself, but you're not really doing it yourself. So I said, my campaign is, I guess, dirt based. If these are grassroots, I'm soil. My campaign is soil.
You're Alex Haley's grassroots.
Yes, thank you. Kunta Cauvin. But yeah, it's getting the signatures. The first people we went out with, and Laura was out with me several times, and I joked on Rain on Your Parade. I said, it takes a real scumbag to be a comedian or a politician, because you end up bringing these, like, this work and this emotional burden into the relationship when you're doing something so personal and so tough. And, you know, I recognize that for any flaws I have, I am deeply touched by anybody, including my girlfriend, who, you know, has like a moral obligation to support me, I guess. But like anybody who is out there, it is very touching. And at my level, oddly enough, it's like my comedy. You have more of a connection because you don't have some army of like paid professionals and volunteers and staff who are like all thinking you're the horse that's going to get, they want to give me a shot. They're not doing this because they think I'll win. They hope I'll win. They hope I can pull off a miracle, but they're doing this just to give me a shot. And that's very touching and profound in a way. And so the first people we go up to, Laura and I, the day the petitions were available, legally, I should say, I guess. We go to this theater in Montclair. There was a concert. It was like a laser light show, like Grateful Dead type concert. So she was like, it's probably going to be liberals. Like, it'll probably be like liberal people who go to this concert. Right. And I go, okay, let's try. Now I get there. It's all white. That doesn't mean it's not liberals. It's a, you know, the district is majority white, majority Democratic, but I just had a feeling, you know, it's like, I feel like you can judge a MAGA book by a MAGA cover sometimes.
Right.
So I walk up to these three people and I say, hey, just curious, are you guys happen to be registered Democrats in the district? And the question I got from one of them was liberal or conservative. And I was like, okay, well, I know already where this is going because I just said Democratic. So I said, well, I'm running for the Democratic primary. And the second guy in the group of three said, yeah, I don't vote for baby killers. And I said, well, that's okay, because I haven't killed any babies. Will you sign my petition? No, I just said, all right, have a good night.
He said, I don't vote for baby killers. I vote for pedophiles. Okay, it's a big difference, and Megyn Kelly knows the difference.
It's between a 9 and a 15-year-old.
But yes, it was like, and I thought to myself, I was like, sir, I don't think you've ever done anything pro-life in your life. Like, you don't say, I didn't say this. This is the lesson I learned. When you have a clipboard, it's like you're wearing a sign that says, I'm a bitch.
Yeah, kick me.
You can talk to me like you wouldn't talk to another person or a guy who looks like a retired WWF wrestler. You can talk to, and that's an interesting lesson where it's like, oh, I'm trying to do something positive. So feel free to insult me and
you're how tall again?
6'7", 290 though. I've lost like 15 pounds in 2 weeks because I'm not eating. I have no time.
Yeah, I wasn't going to talk about your weight. You know, that's neither here nor there. But I just want to point out you're 6'7".
Right.
And I'm sure he was like, "Hey, I don't vote for no baby killers."
Right.
Yeah.
It's like that's only because of the power of the clipboard. It's almost like being online on social media.
It's kryptonite for me, not for them. It does the reverse for them. It makes them Superman.
So like, I actually, now that you need something,
you know, and I joked, I said that like when I approach people, I start to feel like Ben Stiller and Happy Gilmore, like, hey there, are you a Democratic voter?
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that my voice? Is that my voice coming out of you? Howdy, partner. You going to do some food shopping? Can I have a moment of your time? And then when they say something rude, it's like, how about I give you a cup of shut the hell up juice?
Yeah. Well, now your fingers are going to be hurting.
Along with your face.
Right. But you know, what I've said, and I mean it, is that for every 8 people who react either rudely or awkwardly, like there's a lot of like awkward, like I said something very strange to people, you know, that's alarming in and of itself, but you'd get a good conversation or somebody who'd give you the time of day, and that recharges you. And you feel like, hey, I you know, sometimes people wouldn't even sign up. And I said on Karen Hunter's show, you know, she came out to my Starbucks for an hour just to hang out and to try to get a few people to show up. And one or two people came and could sign. And then there were like half a dozen people who showed up who couldn't sign, but were trying. And you just said, even that felt good. Like that effort and that reach out was worth signatures to me, because it gave me a little bit of extra emotional boost. Because it was a very, and I will say this, the comedy experience prepped me for this, because it's very lonely doing this. You know, maybe not for some of the other candidates. For me, it felt very lonely and very cold, because you're standing outside all day in cold weather, and I'm not in like a parka because I want people to see me and not look like a snowman when they meet me. And, you know, so it was physically intense and a little emotionally draining, but we got there and I just felt complete gratitude. I didn't feel like, yeah, I did it. I really felt like we did this. You guys helped me so much and were like, believed in me and just wanted me to have an opportunity. And that was very nice. So the overall experience was good.
It seems like you kind of did it the way that, you know, the story of politics is told, you know, like, oh yeah, you just one man wants to change his town, and you get involved and you go out and you meet people, and and much like comedy, when you get involved, you see like, wait, no, motherfuckers get signatures beforehand. They got a whole team. You know, they got these ties to people.
Phone banking.
What would it take for you to get a team of people? Like, is that a thing that you're aspiring to have, or are you going to try to go, you know, grassroots solo all the way?
I mean, I have, if my team includes my website guy of almost 20 years.
Okay.
Who built a website in about the website I have, which is really nice. He built it in about 3 days of nonstop work.
Damn.
I have a campaign manager and I have 2 friends in DC who are like heavily advising me. That's it. That's the team. It's literally, you know, an A team.
Now, is that something you want like that? Like, let's just keep it lean and mean, or is it something where you look around these other candidates like, okay, how do I get the apparatus you have so that I can, you know, not have to do so much by myself?
Right. I think the key, and here's, you know, the first ask of the Black Guy Who Tips fan base. I think
ask away, brother.
Raising money, because this is such a shortened experience. Like we have 2 months till the primary. That's it.
Okay.
So raising money allows you to hire people, allows you to look.
Go ahead, brother. Raise that money. That plate to the brother JL.
Yes.
Play around.
It is like the money sends a message. And there are people I won't be able to compete with in this race. There are people who have amassed, like, you know, they came into this race with like $400,000 ready to go.
Right.
But the more money I get, just so it appears viable and will allow us to make the ad I want to make, get like a mailer or 2 to targeted homes, because that's an relatively expensive operation. Every donation counts. Like if every one of my fans, and this will make you laugh because we already know, once I say every one of my fans to do anything, if I said every one of my fans, if they could just ignore my work, you'd be like, I think they can do it. I think they can do it.
We got this. We got this. Okay. We have been practicing.
We have been waiting for this moment.
But if I said every one of my fans, every one of your fans that is able, because I know like there's trust me, but everyone who could gave $10. Obviously, if you can give more, give more. Right. But then we'd have a big chunk of change for this like initial. It's like a startup. When everybody says like, I just took $1 million loan from my parents and created this $1 billion company. Now that doesn't mean you didn't do work, have an idea, etc. But when you tell somebody who is locked out of that initial burst, it doesn't matter what your idea is in many cases. And this is an example of like, if I can get to X dollars just for this like next. Be pre-Christmas, get to a certain amount where I can make an ad, get a mailer out. That may be enough to shift and get me in the conversation. Because right now I'm in the conversation as a novelty, not as, you know, I know the few events I've been to so far, people come up to me after and they say, if you don't win this, which I know it's, you know, we both know is not likely at this point because you're a dark horse underdog candidate. we want you to stay involved because
Right.
we see that you are somebody with passion, with communication skills, with a desire to strengthen the Democratic Party in a way that these other candidates don't represent. You know, everybody always wants Jon Stewart, Stephen Colbert to get involved. They're not getting involved. Right. And all these other people who talk on politics, they're not leaving their $10 million Patreons to actually do something. I'm in a sort of weirdly sweet spot where it's like I built up enough of a name, but I actually care more about this than I do about the jokes that mock Trump after the fact. I care more about trying to do something at this point, preemptive and helpful. And so money and like signing up for, you know, at my website, just for updates and being able to share the website. If you know people in Jersey, say, hey, you might want to check this guy out. But right now, adding, you know, getting people to sign up for the website just for updates and to build a list, and then any donation. Like if anybody was a Patreon subscriber, anybody ever tipped a YouTube video, anybody ever bought a ticket to see me, pretend like I'm coming to your town and the tickets are $20. Right. And you're not, you're Rod fans who are fans of mine. You're Karen fans who are fans of mine. You're not my fans. Right. You're the good fans who love them and love me as by my relation to them. You would be at that show. And this is real. This is not a gimmick. This is, I really believe that what I can bring to the table can help. Right. And I want to be in it. It's
where do they go to give money?
Oh, yeah. Good. Yeah. My manager would be very mad I haven't already said that. Donate to the number 2 or TO, either one, but donate to JL.com. And volunteers, I think if you go to the web, if you send your email and you can contact the through us and just send an email to the campaign like, you know, I'd like to volunteer or help. If you could keep me on a list for when, you know, there's a call to action. My campaign manager will collect those signatures, not signatures, those emails, and sort of, you know, put them together for when there's a call to action.
Hey, JL, what is it between what you thought you was getting into and the reality of it? Because, you know, once you started, you know, you have all these ideas and all that stuff, but then you get into it and you realize it's something completely different. Like, what was the two biggest difference between what you thought and the reality of it?
It's the feeling. I think it's like they tell you, I wasn't led astray. Like, man, when you get in, it's going to be like awesome. And people are like, it's a grind. And when you get those signatures, it will become more of a grind, but there is being told about it and there's experiencing it.
Right.
And it's tough. I think for me, the difficulty is there's only so many days before February 5th. And do you reach enough people, both changing people's minds, because a lot of these candidates come with locked in bases already. They come from a political community. They come from like a lot of the candidates have their own PACs, their own, like Bernie Sanders endorsed a woman who worked for him. That's a big get when you're running in that kind of outsider TM lane, if I can quote Rod in terms of using the TM. And then there's a lot of deeply inside candidates. And with this amount of time, our strategy has to be a hybrid of who can we convince that is leaning, not as locked in, but is leaning somewhere, but that you need to send someone different in 2025 to fight for you. You need somebody with a little bit of a different skill set, a little bit different energy. Because if you want me to come with a presidential platform, you know, that's all great and that's good, but you need a heat-seeking missile. You need somebody who can broaden the party, but also be a forceful voice for what you want. Right. And
so I think that energy is out there now. I think when you look at I forget the ladies' names, but those two blonde women who are podcasters who like cussed out Rahm Emanuel, there's a type of energy that I don't think is being served by the Democratic Party, that I don't think is being served even by these outsider voices that are like both parties are bad. And there's this voice of like, no, I'm proud of the accomplishments and the aims and the goals of the Democratic Party. I'm not running from this. I'm not afraid of this. I don't think it's wrong to want the things that I want. And I'm forcefully saying these are the right things, as opposed to what I believe is a constant apology from the Democratic Party that in large. And I think it leads to, honestly, instead of a rallying cry, it leads to like more like, let's just be critical. Like, what they're really inviting is critiques. What they want to hear is feedback for what they're doing wrong, as opposed to like what I think rallies people is sometimes it's a strong like, no, this is the right thing to do. We should just get behind this. Like, it doesn't mean you can't improve or whatever, but like, instead of being like, you didn't get every student loan, and then you turn around and go, well, yeah, we're going to try to get every student. We're sorry about that. Instead of being like, no, we got the majority of student loans. Like, people were paying bills and then they don't. Housing costs.
If you said with student loans, just to leave that, it's like, well, Biden tried. He came and tried. And the Supreme Court, that wouldn't have been like this if Hillary Clinton was president, shut it down.
Yes.
So, and nobody, it's almost like one of those things where Democrats, as we've discussed, have to do this thing like, well, but you don't lecture the voters, teach them about democracy, but kowtow to their every whim, and to me, it's, at this point, like my argument, and I made this on your show, maybe the last time I was on, is Democrats, and I've said this, somebody at a town hall said to me, I've never heard it put that way. That was very good. Where I said, we need Democrats who are going to engage people, but can also begin a long march towards not undoing what Trump did. And we have to take a page out of the Republican playbook, which is, we want Tom Brady throwing an 80-yard touchdown pass to Randy Moss. Right. Yay, what a beauty. We did it. Medicare for all. We did it. Right. We got the big, unbelievable, tremendous victory that we all think is right, and we got it. I look at it and I say, I've broken down certain things where I say, like, elder care is an area of deep importance to me and to like a lot of my friends as their parents are getting older. I've seen it with my own parents. I say, what if we took that Bernie energy and either put it into a public option instead of Medicare? Let's mobilize for the public option, or let's mobilize for a Japanese style insurance system for our elders that is comprehensive, so that they age with dignity and their kids don't go emotionally or financially bankrupt with the stress. What if we took that energy and said, you know what, let's fight like hell to pick up 8 yards on this play, and then celebrate the shit out of that pickup, the way the Republicans, every time some trans kid gets banned from a little league baseball game, it's on Fox News and they're going, look at what we're fighting for. Yes. We treat everything but the biggest victories as a piece of shit.
Right, J-L, and it's demoralizing, and it makes people feel like, what's the point? And it's like, you can't complain about everything. It's like, when you watch any sports, particularly football, you have 4 times to make 10 yards. You don't get all 10 yards your first try most of the time.
And it's very ironic Karen saying this. Because the way Karen watches sports, which we watch a lot of sports together,
red zone only,
is that no, it's not that. It's when we go to the basketball game, when we watch football, every play should be a positive play.
Yes,
as if the other team is not even out there. As if like, why didn't we score the basket every time? and and I rationally try to tell her like, hey, the other team is good too, and they are attempting to stop us from doing the thing. And sometimes players fuck up, like it happens. Like she says famously, free throws are free points. And she's correct in that they should be, but she also says as a person that's never run 40 minutes in a row and then tried to shoot a free throw.
Have not.
So when we are watching sports, she becomes the Democratic naysayer. She is the person that's like, why didn't Biden get the Green New Deal immediately?
But see, I'm different.
But in politics,
still rooting for Biden. I'm not like Biden, give up and go home.
Those people also think that too, and they didn't. They give up and go home, and they be like, I'm never watching this team again. I'm saying,
be back next week.
And look at what Biden gave us. Biden gave us big victories, and then we didn't celebrate them. We trashed him. We trashed his administration, and then Trump is undoing the things that we never even highlighted to begin with.
Right. Yes, yeah. Every day you're finding a new era program that is just gone. But one of the things I was going to say though is, have you thought about like what are the rules around money in this campaign? Like what, because I know the rules vary different districts and stuff. So what are the rules to money? Is there a limit on how many people can donate, how much a person can donate? Like how does that work?
If I'm not mistaken, I think I want to say the max is like 5,000, and I was like, I think, and of course that's, you know, I'm asking for small donations from lots of people versus big donations from a few.
But if you could get
any American,
are you gonna turn it down? Are you gonna be like, I'm sorry, that's too big a donation?
Oh no. I you know, because I'm not taking any like organized PAC money, so it's like And I joked on another show the other day. I said, and if you have to be American to donate. That's it. You could even live in a foreign country. If you're American, you can donate. If you are not American, you can't donate. And I said, and I guess now that Trump is like pardoning narco terrorists, I guess if you're a horrible criminal but you're American, you can donate to my campaign. And I'm just trying to be like play by the rules as I see them. Obviously, I'm joking.
I think is it Henry Cuellar? Is that how you say his name?
Cuellar? I think it's like Cuellar.
Okay. I think he may have fucked it up for everybody because he got pardoned by Trump and then announced that he's gonna run for office again, but as a Democrat still. And then Trump got mad and was like, "That's it, no more Mr. Nice Guy." I'm like, well, fuck, maybe that was how JL could get in, was he could, you know, finesse the system and then run as a Democrat.
Like, no, Trump. We still on the same side. I'm just going in as a D.
It is funny though that when you look at Trump, it's like his only bipartisan issue is corruption.
Right.
He's like, I don't see party lines when I see somebody abusing our system for self-gain.
Right. He's like, listen,
what side you on?
I don't care. I don't care if you're black, white, purple. If you corrupt or you a pedophile, I got you. Okay. That's covered. We need to come together as Americans.
Criminals.
What about like some unorthodox like type of people to get money from? You know, have you looked around? I mean, you're in New Jersey. I've seen Sopranos. You thought about going to any of those bars, you know, see what you can do. Maybe you can change the laws for strip clubs up there or something for them.
Maybe, right? Bada bing for JL.
Woke up this morning.
Yeah, this is all kidding aside, and I like to keep things light, but it's like the raising money part is the part, like, it's the one thing I'm comfortable talking to strangers. I'm comfortable talking to people of the other side. I'm comfortable arguing or debating with people, but asking for money is still, it's like an uncomfortable thing for me.
Well, that's what you really struggled in your comedy career too. Like that, like this is a through line for life for you.
Cause I just want people, I want people to donate, but it is one of those, and they'll laugh and say, well, you better get comfortable doing it.
Yeah.
And it is one of those things where you say, on a personal level, you're like, I wish elections weren't like this money grab telethon, but they are. And I just hope that people can sort of see what I'm selling. Since
what sucks is that we need the people who are the most comfortable being like money about the shit are obviously the people that we are the most worried about. When it
catch 22.
Yeah.
If you don't like fundraising, you want to just do the job, then you can't do the job. And if you love fundraising, you might not be the type of person we want doing the job.
Exactly. So like, I wish we do need to find a hybrid that can turn it on and be like, hey man, when it comes to the money part, I have to be comfortable with that, because I can't serve you in not a capacity. I think Mom Donnie was a great example to a lot of people, because the fervor behind him was, you know, the money, boom, boom, boom. And then he's making he's putting out videos like we got the money. Like we made the money, made our goals. This is enough money to run for mayor. If you want to help now, get feet on the street, volunteer. Like this is a different, we're moving the campaign. And I thought that was really endearing too, because a lot of people, I believe, who understand money is a demand of the job. Like you can't be a politician in America and win office with no money.
Right.
But it's refreshing to have a politician be like, oh no, that was it. You know, we're not going to keep sending you text messages like, you know, Senator Schumer needs your help, or they kidnapped Nancy Pelosi's baby. You have $10, we can get her out.
Yes, it done slowed down a little bit, but they still come in.
It's a little scary. So, what about crypto? Have you thought about maybe crypto, some bribes?
I don't know.
Maybe some sort of like, shady, like, oh, you're buying a watch. The watch costs $1 million.
Right? Of course. I've had a few. I mean, I've had a few foreign people, not to quote Stringer Bell from The Wire, but I've had a few people basically just write to me on social media like, "Is there any way a foreign fan can circumvent and donate to you?" I'm like, "What?" I was like, first of all, no. What?
Right.
What? And why? Like, no. That's just no. And also, this is public. Like,
right. Yeah.
I've had a couple people send me private messages, and they were kind of joking. They were like, "What if somebody like bought a bunch of cameos from you and left you generous tips?" And I said, "Don't even joke about it. Like, I'm getting cameo orders still, but I don't want to see anything out of the ordinary." Like, I just once again, it's like I'm gonna lose fairly, like on my terms. Like I'm not, and I don't, if I don't want to say like if I were like some 20-year politician and this was like the last stop of my career, I still wouldn't do it. But at least then I'd be like, well, I know why that dude was corrupt. He was like, this is all I got. This is my first race. Like, we'll do it honestly.
It's also interesting too, because like Elon Musk runs Twitter. I feel like at any point the DMs could be exposed for all of us. Like I feel like
turns out that the J-L is very corrupt and exposing. We're going to release the J-L files today, and it's going to be like really shocking when you see what he was doing. Like basically, he's maybe the most corrupt politician in the whole country. And this has nothing. This has nothing to do with the fact that he was doing a very nasty impression of me. This is completely, about corruption and getting it out and Doge. So,
did you see the video of him on Rogan trying to tell us that Grok is a good idea for Thanksgiving is to have Grok roast your family?
I did not see that,
dude. He's like, it's the funniest thing ever. I'm gonna pull it up, but it was so interesting because there's a thing that is missing in a person like Elon Musk. Where he wants to be liked and he really wants to be funny.
Yeah. Yes. And like, I don't know. He's terrible at both. People don't like you and you're not funny.
Yeah. I don't know why he wants that exactly, but I do feel like you would represent a certain type of threat to his ego. If you're on his radar, I feel like you being funny, doing the impression of him, when it's clearly something he wants to be.
Money can't buy. It can buy you people who will laugh at you, but it can't buy you humor.
It really can't.
Agreed. Either you're funny or you're not.
Right.
I will say this. I just have to say, without revealing anything, in my legal career, I've seen correspondence among millionaires and billionaires, and man, do billionaires get treated differently. Like you can see it in correspondence where it's just like fawning over the most insignificant thing. Like, my God, it was an incredible honor. You're such great conversation. Everything is I would hate to. It's like when Seinfeld did his documentary 23 years ago or something. And he would just get up on stage this is like the height of his powers just after Seinfeld. And he would get up on stage and they'd just be laughing at everything he said. And you could tell it irked him because it was like, yeah, but I gotta learn if this is good. Like I gotta know if this is good. So he cared about the objective truth of his jokes being funny or not. And I feel like a lot of these billionaires, they drink I would hate that. I would hate to be like, do you think I'm funny? Why?
Watch this. I'm gonna put this clip up real quick. Look at this. This is crazy. How bad this is.
Let's try unhinged.
Oh, there's an unhinged mode. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Ara.
Oh my God, Elon! What fresh hell are you
you stirring up today?
I'm here in Joe Rogan's studio, and we're having a conversation about how crazy the news is.
Pull her up to the microphone.
Okay. And we're pulling you up to the microphone so people can hear you.
Hilarious.
Oh, fantastic. Now I can yell into the void about how the news is a total dumpster fire.
It is.
Like,
oh, that's bad. That's real
And
bad.
that shows you Rogan is probably worth like 100 million, but
right.
is still
Worth more.
to Rogan is Rogan to Musk in terms of finances.
Yes.
And so there's still that, oh man. Now you could say he's being a gracious host, but he likes Elon. Like they're boys. And it's just like, at least if Rogan
but also Joe Rogan is the guy who called like Mark Maron a hack and calling professional comedians unfunny because they don't agree with like going to Saudi Arabia or something, right? This guy is not. Elon Musk is not cracking Joe Rogan.
He's not even in your peer
but
group.
Joe Rogan is letting himself appear to be cracked up. And one of the things I thought was funny in a different clip is Elon Musk is like, well, you know, it's so funny, it's so unhinged, Grok is so good. And then Joe Rogan keeps saying like 5 times in a row, like, yeah, and it just keeps getting better. And it's just good. And that's the thing I keep thinking is interesting. It's gonna keep getting better. And I was like, you know what that is code for? He's really saying it sucks right now.
It's not good.
What you're really saying is it's not good now, but it's just the promise of AI is that it will be good one day. And that's what's really fascinating is that it won't suck eventually for you to waste 3 minutes of my show doing this hacky bullshit that's not funny and me having to pretend that it is because I'm a fucking sellout.
He was looking like, I wouldn't even let you be my opening act. What is this?
Are there gonna be like debates and stuff in this race that you're in, or is it just kind of like you run your race and then boom, it's time to vote?
It depends. I think what probably the front runners are hoping for, you know, the top 3 are probably hoping people drop out, people, you know, and then there's a big question of, okay, if 8 of us or 6 of us or 10 of us make it, you know, past Christmas, is there a debate scheduled? And then, you know, they can, I assume, set the rules for how to qualify, which is why donations, so that you hit certain thresholds of money raised or number of donors, and then using that money as fast as possible to do, like, I have this ad that I wrote. That'll be like a YouTube video, but, you know, we'd use the production of it would not be too costly, but then the money would go towards like, get everybody in Jersey to see this video, send it to the media, let it go viral as we sort of poke holes at like the 3 front runners and make the case for a normal, proud, progressive Democrat, but not annoying, you know, like kind of lane. And then, you know, and then that gets you on the radar of maybe undecideds or people who are low propensity voters. Maybe they go, I kind of like the comedian guy. Like that's what I don't want to say afraid of, but that's what we're trying to fight early is like donations, name recognition, so that if they pull something like January 2nd, say the one debate will be January 10th. And if you haven't reached X dollars or X donors or X percent in the poll, you're excluded. And then you can basically probably bury your candidacy if you're not at that point in the conversation. So that's why there's kind of urgency now to sort of be prepared. And like I said, when I meet people, when they see me, they can see, you know, one of these is not like the other, you know, and my credentials as a lawyer, as a Democrat are sort of solid. It's the comedian thing that maybe makes me memorable. And then you sort of try to meet as many people and let them know, like, the comedy stuff is a plus factor. It's not why you vote for me alone, but those skills are why you should consider me.
Are you? Is it hard to hold back from? Because I see how you treat the fans that try to punch up your jokes or punch down, as we refer to. But when you're running as a candidate, as a politician, I feel like the punch ups are kind of part of it, right? The idea, like, oh, this policy, have you thought about this thing? Are you able to control the evil inside that would
they want to raise
that would
up.
just, you know, seize on a person and strangle the life out of them comedically? Are you able to keep that in check?
And well, yes, I am. And here's why. I consider myself a comedy expert.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not an expert on your town. Like, when I come to your town, and the people who show up to these events are sort of high interest voters. They skew older. They care. They many of them seem to know their stuff, or at least know their concerns. So it would be wrong of me to sort of be like, well, no, you can't. Like, it's more like, no, I'm here to listen to you. I'm here to make a case for myself, but listen to you. And I know this sounds like I'm doing politician speak, but this is the truth. This is what government is supposed to be. You look at me as a person, you look at my qualifications. If you think I am worth considering, now it's time for you to give me your ideas, your concerns, and we have a conversation. I take them in and we see what we can do. On the man on the street stuff, the signatures, that was more alarming, because you ran into a lot more people, even in affluent areas where you expect, like, on average, I'll see more educated people. I'll see more in tune, and many people were really, really tuned out.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not my place to, like, tell them how to live their lives. I get it. Some people tune out because it's too stressful, but you can tell kind of a tuned out because I'm tired of it, and tuned out because I never paid attention.
Right.
And so that was a little more frustrating, but that's not the time to be picking fights and arguing when you're trying to gather signatures. But now I think a lot of the people I see are concerned citizens who, in some cases, will know more. They know more about their concerns than I do. So I can't just go, no, you're wrong to be worried about that. Next, that.
Yeah, I do wonder what would happen if, because like Karen Hunter, when I was on the show,
if somebody tells me how to write a joke, they'll catch these politician verbal hands.
Have you thought about changing this line in your commercial? I think it's funny because, like, Karen Hunter, like, will suggest or prod to be like, right, maybe, we need good people to run for office. You should run. And I'm like, I don't want to, and I really do think I don't want to live a life where I can't be like, well, that's stupid. Like the other day on Twitter, they showed this clip of, like, man, Trump has really lost a lot of ground with young voters. He had this percentage of support in February, and now it's down to this small percentage in December. And I was like, yeah, well, young people were acting stupid. Like, to me, that's an objective fact. Like, if these are the things that you want, and then you thought this man would bring about the progressive ideals that you want because you saw enough TikToks or whatever the fucking reason is, not my business. But I like the ability to say that. I don't think a politician should or would say something like that, because it's probably not productive to talk about a large swath of the potential voting base as stupid.
Everybody,
but I find myself in those are the moments that I actually like certain politicians, right? It's when Obama says people clinging to guns and Bibles. I went, yes, that is what is happening right now, and no one wants to talk about it. Hillary Clinton, some of this guy's voters are deplorable. That is correct. I'm watching them be deplorable and do deplorable things. So how do you navigate that line of, like, man, because we're friends, we talk. It's weird. Politics is so weird because there's these like these invisible lines that, like, in real life, if you weren't running for office or you weren't trying to be a politician or get a vote, it's like, oh no, that's a reasonable thing to do. It's frustrating, and I see why you said that. But as a politician, it's like you can never really show that level of frustration with your own with the people you hope to court as voters.
That's true. And I think for me, I'm sorry, Jay, I think for me what's frustrating about it on the outside looking in, and I know JL's on lower level, but when you look at Trump goes, I don't give a fuck about your normals.
Right.
Like he says the shit out loud. If I don't like you, I'm putting you on the list. Like, he verbally says these things, and there's no outrage, there's no backlash. Like for most normal politicians, like Roger say, they have to, most of them.
Well, he's risen to prominence based on doing the opposite of everybody else.
Yes. So with everybody else, they have all these rules and regulations, and you can't be emotional, you can't do this, you can't piss these people off, whatever. And Trump was like, fuck it, I'm gonna say what's on my chest.
Yeah. Well, I think I am trying to be myself, and knowing that my strength you know, if I'm trying to be one of 12 candidates who sounds the same and within the bounds of normal politics, what I told people at a town hall, wow, time is blurring. What's today? Sunday, Thursday, I believe it was Thursday. Okay. Might have been Wednesday. Might have been Friday. It wasn't Friday. Anyway, I told them, if you've been with Trump for 10 years, we've been doing this dance as Democrats where the centrist Democrats say, you know, we need to find a middle ground. Most people want a middle ground.
Right.
And what I say to that is, and once again, with Joe Manchin is a good example, even though he's no longer in Congress. Joe Manchin is a perfect example where I say, if Joe Manchin is the difference between Democrats controlling the Senate or not, please give me Joe Manchin.
Right.
Agreed.
If we can get 56 Democrats, get rid of the filibuster, we can say, Joe Manchin, you can come on board, or you can be the sort of like moderate Republican that you kind of want to be.
Right.
But we have that difference. Right. And we have to know the difference between if Joe Manchin is vote 50 and the other choice is a Republican, please give me Joe Manchin for 50 so we can control the power in the Senate. That is a huge value in and of itself. Because you see what they do when they have power. They stifle. They don't want government to operate. But as far as speaking truth in a plain spoken way, you know, I say what I really believe. Now, obviously, I may phrase it differently in comedy, but I say, if you're a MAGA voter in 2025, I don't consider you part of the middle ground that I need to seek. I consider you on the fringe, that if this were a European country, you would be that 30% Marine Le Pen party in France that we get scared when you approach 35% of the vote, where we say, everybody, let's get together. We have to stop this anti-diversity, anti-democracy party. Right. And we aren't a normal functioning democracy anymore, unfortunately. And what I think, and my message to the party, you know, as a rep for this county, but like I said, for this district, but like I said, also in the sense of all politics is local, but all politics is now national also. Right. We need somebody or some people, and I'm arguing not that I am the savior, but that I can be a voice that does this. We need people who can say, okay, Bernie, love the passion, love the goals, not the biggest fan of the all or nothing politics.
Right.
Chuck Schumer, love the experience, love that you're on the side with the good guys, don't always love the half measures.
Right.
Hey, everybody who's a Democrat, you know what we should be doing? Let's find the middle ground between kind of left and very left. Then we all get on board, because if we do that, we make progress. And some people may be disillusioned, but you know what, Bernie? If you actually put your back into telling your supporters, this is progress. This right here is progress. Right. They will go, okay, Bernie, we trust you. We value you. We know where you want to get. And we know this is a step in that direction. But if it's oligarchs and Medicare for all, and that's all you keep saying, the rallies will be big. The energy will be big. The legislation will be small.
Right.
And I think we need to say, and we need voices. And if I can be the regular voice, the guy who talks like regular people, who people can listen to, because I've shown it, I've grown a big fan base across the political spectrum, at least the center right to far left have all consumed what I do. We need to say, we need to come together as a family, as a party, and then come up with a message that we all just say, fuck it, that's our message. That's our team. And then maybe those 70 million people who don't vote.
Right.
Not the MAGA. If you're a 10-year Trump guy, what my breath, my time, my energy cannot be used for you right now.
Right.
If we can get 8 million of those 70 million, we win. We win and we crush, because 52% of 60% of the races is a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's my broad political approach, is like, we need people who aren't going to be consumed with, even if you got to do it with tough love, how do we bring the Democratic Party into cohesion the way the Republican Party brings everybody to fucking heel?
Now, what about
bad?
Are you like, when people come up to you, are they more excited by that, like, broader national message, or are they, are they just like, listen, the fountain in the park on 7th Street
ain't working.
It ain't been working right, and my
street ain't been paved in 5 years.
I be walking my dog, and it's not getting taken care of. JL, like, what are they turned on by?
I think still, when I was getting signatures, some people asked questions about issues, whether it was Israel or things like that. And I gave my honest take. But a lot of people wanted just a fighter. They were like, I'm tired of the bull. Like, you're a Democrat. Let's go. We need tough Democrats. I like the fact that you're a comedian. We need people who will fight.
Have you thought about rolling up on your opponents in the race, like
Clubber Lang? Clubber Lang. Yes. That's yes. Yes, I have. Hey, Brendan Gill. Why don't you give me a shot? Debate me. Clubber Lang as a debate me, bro.
Debate me, bro.
Showing up at colleges just to have a debate like it was Charlie Kirk or something. But it's Clubber Lang.
But what I have seen in the meetings that I've been to so far is that I think, especially the higher knowledge voters that show up, they know that they know that you are running for national office. So of course there's, how will you get more money to our district? How will you do these things? And there are local issues that I am like briefed on, and I also come from the, like, I'm a renter. Like, I rent. Yeah. I could represent the renters. I think everybody else seems to own a home.
The rent is too damn high.
Yes, it is.
Okay, that dude walked so Mom Donnie could run, dude.
Right. But there is, like, I think it's, how can you affect national issues to help locally? So I think the people, at least that I'm seeing, understand that it's not a, they understand the difference between what local politicians do and what national politicians do. But national politicians can, it's the money. It's how much money can you get for our district is like the blunt sort of local aspect of it. The other stuff is the kind of national, the party is a little weaker. And I want to make the case that we can send somebody who can do both,
Well, look, man, we wish you nothing but luck. Obviously, keep us updated on the progress. You're obviously welcome.
This ring light really is hiding the bags under my eyes.
I just thought you put the ring light on because you're like, listen, I need these votes. Okay, the lighter I look, the better in this district. Okay, I went out, I met the Grateful Dead conservatives, and I need some help. Okay, I need to look less baby killer, more vanilla. JL, tell them where to go to donate and to support and to raise the word and all that stuff.
Thank you so much. Yes, you go to JL4NJ.com, just the word 4, but I think if you put the number 4 also, so JL4NJ.com is information where you can sign up. There are donation links, but if you just want to go right to the donation link, it's donate to the number 2 or the word TO, donate to JL.com. And every donation counts. And if you know Jersey people, if you happen to be in the district, those count extra, because then that's your local. That's not just how much money, but that's like showing local support as well. So this is going to be a 2-month sprint. It's going to be exhausting, but if I can just get in the conversation beyond, hey, you're the comedian guy who's running, I really think I can do some things. Like, I wouldn't be asking people. I've always been conservative in my asks because I want to give people what they're paying for. And so I'm asking a little bit on faith to say, get me in the conversation, and I can shake things up, because I'm a one of one in this contest. I think it's worth a shot. So I hope people will take a chance and donate to the campaign.
I just donated right now. We were talking. Good luck to you out there, brother. Rooting for you.
We are.
Your JL Gold watch is on the way.
Yeah. I'm expecting some favors in the podcast. I need these podcast regulations to kick in. Okay, we got too many people with mics out here. But
no tips for black guy who tips. That's my campaign slogan. No tax on tips. No tax
no
on black
tax
guy
on black guy who
tips. There it is.
Let's go. Let's go. You got my vote. I'm moving districts tonight. And like comedy wise, are there still stand-up dates for people to come see you?
And that's the thing I need to tell you. I emailed, he was on vacation, but I emailed Charlotte that I said, thank you for giving me the spot. I just have to, I can't do it right now.
I was gonna say, how can you do both?
Right.
And I wanted to, and I'm paying several deposits in Toronto because of my late cancel for that with those gigs. But I completely understand. But it's just, there's just no way. Like if people are donating to me, if people are taking time to donate, like,
and then you looking up and you in Toronto doing stand up, they might feel away. Yeah.
Dress this Trump, just going, I love Toronto. I feel like I should be somewhere else right now, but I love money and I love donuts in Canada. Thank you. Thank you. I just think it's, those are golden opportunities. I need to start planning events and meet and greets and shaking hands and calling donors. And if people have already, given, I've already made some nice amount for a nobody who hasn't made the hard ask of people. Right. And that's the time and the money is an act of faith for me. And I have to reward that.
I assume you have to plan as if, hey, I'm in this thing to win it until you're not, basically, like so you can't be like, I don't know, maybe by the end of December I can be doing gigs. It's like, no, I have to plan as if this thing is going to keep progressing and I'm going to have to be in this fight. So I think that's a tremendous sacrifice to make. I know you would say, no, it's not. It's just my comedy career and it was never that great. But I disagree because I feel like when it's like when you got something you got to give it up and you not used to having abundance. That means something as opposed to like if you were just like, I'll just get those gigs back and we know how places hold bridges.
Yeah, I'll headline MSG next year.
Yeah, exactly. We know we got there's comedy clubs that didn't want to call you back. I think that one club only called you back because they heard you were running. They was like, oh, we got to get this guy off the ballot. He said some anti-Trump shit one time, and we got to make sure he's not a voice. But look,
and with the JL jinx, they'll lose the tape of the record where it won't even be like it won't count anyway. So it don't matter.
The train was gonna derail on the way to Canada. Don't even worry about it. You saved yourself headache.
It got you covered.
You saved Laura's life. All right, man. Well, good luck.
Final destination, JL's comedy career.
Get out there in the streets, man. Make sure y'all support J-L Cauvin.
We're rooting for you, baby.
Follow him on social medias, J-L Comedy, J-L Cauvin. You might be J-L Politics at some point. This thing keeps going. And yeah, man, we rooting for you. We support you and we love you, man. Until next time, I love you.
I love you too.
Mwah. Bye, everybody. Bye, J-L.